Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. First of all, wish you a very happy new day, everyone. And welcome once again. Welcome back to our channel. Here we are back with another episode of this weekend with the series, where we will be listening to a software engineer, the journey that he has faced, and this time we are having our speaker, Mr. Rigved Kumar, who is currently working as a software engineer at Microsoft, and he is having 3+ years of experience in this journey. So basically, yeah. Hi, Rigved.
Hi everyone. Happy Republic Day to all of you guys who are
Yeah.
watching this.
So basically, like this session will be, is going to all about the journey, the lessons that he have faced till now, and the experiences that is going to share among us. First of all, Rigved, on the behalf of all the engineers, I we are really thankful to you guys. I mean, the personalities like you who agree to come on our platform and share, experiences, your lessons, your learning. Such kind of things, those will be very great asset for our engineers because because learning has two ways. The first one is like you learn, you do some work by yourself and learn from that experience, and the second one is learn from the others' experience. And the guys that you are doing that second is totally, tremendous. It's totally excellent. So on the behalf of all the engineers, we are really thankful to you for coming on the session. Yeah,
Well, I've been lucky to be a part of you guys, and yeah, hopefully all goes well with this conversation. And
yeah, yeah. Hope
looking
so.
for the questions.
Yeah. So yeah, because these such kind of sessions that we are hosting, and the experiences, the relations that you guys have shared on our platform, it was still very great asset for the whole engineers community. So we guys as a whole are very thankful to you. So without making a minute delay in the session, like the let me give you a brief about this session, about the whole what we are going to cover, what will be the whole conclusion of this session, what it will be look like. Because every student, I mean every engineer, when it enter in the college, every one of them have a dream, like to get to crack a decent company, mostly MNCs or the farm, and to get a decent package, and on the basis of that they will be settled down. So every time we hear like a software engineer, so we that package comes in our mind that 1 CR, but when it comes to second year, it just directly dropped to 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs will be okay for us. Then it in third year, finally the scenario, the reality hit very hard to us, and we are just running behind those 8 LPs, 10 LPs of. So this is such a part of this engineering journey. So okay, without making a minute delay in the session, Rigved, can you tell a little bit more about yourself to the viewers?
Yeah. So hi everyone. Hi Koa. My name is Rigved, as you might have heard it now. I am a software development engineer at Microsoft currently. My prior stints were at ShareChat, Media.net, and yeah, I had a brief stint with a startup as well before joining Microsoft. So currently, I'm working at Microsoft, and this is it.
Okay, that's great. So basically, those engineers who are watching us, maybe they are from final year, third year, first year, second year. So everyone they used to hear the term software engineers, but they are unaware of the actual reality of the software engineers. Basically, what does they do, and what kind of actual tasks and responsibilities the software engineers carry on their shoulders. So, would you like to give a light on this? That what does actually software engineer do?
Yeah. So the thing is, most of the college grads, including me, were in an image that software engineers just develop an app and send make it online and yeah, do the maintenance stuff. But once you get into the job, the things are a little bit different from what you might have imagined. So there is a lot of infrastructure work going around, then there is some rigorous testing going around, then there is this R&D department which sees as to how the user is basically how the user of the app or any product is experiencing things on the app. So how we can help them further with the app that we are currently providing. So there are a lot of things to be done in the software engineering team, and it's not a one man team, so to speak. It is a collective effort of a lot many engineers, because of which the companies hire around, and they try to give the best optimal services from the best of the engineers that they get, not only from this country but from around the world. So yeah, it is a very I would say it is not a hackathon, so to speak, wherein you have to just complete the work in 24 hours, but it is a marathon wherein you have to understand things and then deliver the things according to the plan that has been put up by your manager, architect, or anyone who is currently heading your team. Yeah, that
Okay.
would be about it.
So I guess it's not sounding that much entertaining as the images that have been mapped into engineers mind.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the thing is, I mean, you would love enjoying whatever work you are doing. It totally depends on what kind of environment you are going in, whether you are going to a startup or whether you are going to a bigger company. In startup, you might have heard about Facebook, where you have to, I mean, move fast and break things. I mean, so to speak, that is a tagline of their company. Otherwise, in the company, you are handling a bigger chunk of the software that you are using. So really, it depends on the kind of work that you are doing. But all in all, it is a learning curve for you, and it
Oh,
takes time to understand things, and then you get a decent comfort in what you are doing.
okay, okay, that's great. So, Rigved, I'm very curious about this. My second question, like when you were in your final year and you are, just you're in transition phase from your college to the company where you get placed. So, my video is not coming. Is it so? Uh,
Y-
uh, is there any issue with my video request?
Yeah, I can't see you.
It is fine. Okay, okay, okay. Madhur, is there any issue from my side? No. Okay,
Okay,
so
you can go ahead.
maybe request.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it might be on my end, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay, okay. No issues, no issues. So basically, yeah, I was saying that I'm very curious about this. My second question, like when you were in your final year and you're about to get placed in your company. So obviously, a final student has a lots of expectations. Like he or she will go into that company and do such kind of things. But as I previously said, the reality hit very hard. So, like, was there any difference from your in your journey, from your point of view? Was there any difference between those expectations and you are living a reality right now? Because as you said, what the actual tasks and responsibilities performed by a software engineer. So, was there any difference between that expectation and the reality?
I mean, let us go back in the timeline and understand the society mindset. I mean, so to speak, there is a common dialogue with the parents to the students that if you clear A, then you will get B. If you clear
Yeah,
B, then you will get
then
C. And the chain does not break. So, for example, if you cross your class 10th, you will be comfortable, but then your boards come. So, your parents start, I mean, putting their heads around you, and they will again speak that if you have done your class 12th, then you would be comfortable. And I mean, it's not class 12th, it's beyond that. So, if you clear IIT, then life would be good. But I mean, there are many people who know the reality. I mean, who have crossed this experience, and
even I am one of them.
yeah,
We all can include. We could all can relate to this scenario. कि 10th कर लो उसके बाद फिर मजे हैं 12th कर लो बाद मजे हैं तो Yeah, such kind of experience we faced already. Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, guys, it's about the same in the job. I mean, people do tell that you get a job, life would be good, and I started believing in it because there was no end to this chain of thoughts that were coming in. So I thought maybe I should put up an end on this. So when I started with my corporate work, I mean, truth to be told, I was not in the same vigor as I used to prepare for my placements. And I thought maybe, yeah, that is it. I mean, I've got a job and it's a really good job. I mean, at par with the industry or at par with what most of the IITians get. So I thought, yeah, maybe I've done good, and yeah, let's take some time to relax and then smoothly go with the process. I thought since there are so many engineers, it will
Yeah.
not be a heck of a thing to really work hard and to understand. But I mean, it happens. So I mean, it depends on the whether you are getting into a startup or into a big company. In a big company, in the big corporations, you might not be a recognizable face, but in a lean startup where everyone is trying to grow, I mean, there are certain responsibilities that you need to take. So yeah, I did not take it well, to be honest. And I mean, there came this point where, yeah, I had to either jump ship or lose my job. I mean, yeah, that was the lowest point of my life to understand a bit. But yeah, things went well from there. I mean, things went from well from there. I understood that, yeah, there is no such thing where you have to relax. You have to grind on, understand things, and make your way in the corporate. I mean, so it's not about so in the past 22 years when you were there in your college, uh, you were dependent on someone, and those were your parents, and your parents actually took care of you a lot. So you did not have any kind of what do you say, a risk factor involved with it. But when you come into the corporate, uh, it's not the parents who are giving you the money, it's the corporate that
Yeah.
is giving you the money, and they expect work from you, because of which they are paying you, I mean, x amount of money, whatever they are trying to pay right now. So yeah, I understood it a bit late, that I have to take the responsibilities and yeah, work my way up. And it is very good that you people are doing this workshop to help people understand that this is not the end of your success. You have to
Yeah.
grow. This is not uh, success is not something. I mean, it is not a destination, but it is a journey actually.
Journey.
So yeah,
Okay.
I had to understand it in a hard way, but uh, luckily I was able to jump ship. I got into a very good company from there on, and yeah, things went well. So not well, but yeah, okay. And yeah, I tried to learn things. I uh, became humble in the approach of understanding things. So by humble, I don't mean that my nature changed. My nature remained the same, but yeah, the way I looked at things and the way I thought that, yeah, this is it, and you don't have to do anything else. It is not the case. You have to learn a lot of things. So yeah, be humble to your approach whenever you are trying to attempt or do something.
Okay, that's great. Also, like Sigmund, as per the previous year data, like there is, 40 to 45% software engineers after, getting placed in a company, or like, spending a 2 to 3 years or more than 3 years, they just shift from their software engineer journey to another role. Like if we are not limiting this data to only the software engineers, in most of, we can include all the domains in a particular job. So if we talk about general job only, So, like there is some kind of unfulfillment is found among those who are working right now because they think that they can achieve a little bit higher than they are currently at the right now position they are having right now. So, like, what's your point of view on this, like, unfulfillment in a general job? Like, is there any certain point? What?
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, India as a country is, I mean, growing right now, and
Yeah,
there are there is a, I mean, the segment of the upper middle class is expanding right now. Um, the thing is, we as a country don't have that same behavior what the others in the West have. I mean, the thing is, they have the basic necessities at their plate. So if you speak about the British or the Americans, they have the basic necessities at their plate. I mean, even if they are poor, they won't be as poor as the lives of many here in India. So they have the basic necessities at their place, and most of them have a broader middle class to upper class segment. So, what the general dialogue is that they want to find something meaningful in their life, which we as Indians don't understand it because don't we haven't achieved those many necessities in our life as an average American or a British person has. So yeah, we chase for dreams, and these dreams are well propagated by the media itself. I, I mean, you talk about films, you talk about the print media. Everyone is speaking on numbers. Everyone is speaking about how the lavish lifestyle becomes if you uh, get A or B, whether it be a job or being an entrepreneur. So the thing is, everyone wants to achieve everything with the minimal effort that people want to put, be it a car, be it a house. This is a basic necessity that everyone wants, which unfortunately does not happen in India. So people tend to take up jobs, and then they realize that it is not something for which, I mean, not all of the people, some of the people realized that it was not for them, and they wanted to do something bigger in life. Quite fascinated with the I mean, latest wave that is happening around the entrepreneurship. So, uh, yeah. So the thing is, this realization comes late. I mean, they don't know the meaning to their life. Only a fraction of our population knows what they want to do and what they are good at. So, for example, unless you are 6 or 7, uh, playing cricket so well, which is beyond the talent of a normal average kid, then only parents realize that yeah, he can become a good cricketer. But there are so many who are playing above average, but parents are in a dilemma whether he can play well to be in that cricket team, to be in the national team or not. So they sacrifice his interest and submerge them in his studies. So yeah, I mean, in the last 40 to 50 years, not 40 to 50 years, I mean, I guess 75 years of our independence or 74 years of our
yeah,
independence, uh, people have seen that education is the passport to success.
yeah,
So yeah, so everyone has this mentality of getting a job, work 9 to 5, get your salary credited at the end of the month, and people become quite comfortable with it. But the unfulfillment is basically when some people realize that it is the same monotonous thing that you are doing, and you are not able to express your full potential, what you could have done. And life is short. You just have one life to figure out what you want to do. So yeah, that is the unfulfillment. Sorry, it is like a tongue twister. So that is the unfulfillment that a person really experiences. So what I would suggest is explore everything that you want to do, and yeah, understand as to where you can tap in the opportunities and where you are really good at. I'm not saying and I'm not discouraging you to do a job. I mean, job is really great and you get the comfort of your life, but if the job is not meant for you, you should explore something else part time and see whether it can grow to a full time thing or not for you. So yeah, that is the unfulfillment that every person has in their job.
Yeah, I think this is a very harsh reality that you have shared with us. I think this this is responsible for giving this feeling, that unfulfillment, that I'm not able to express that my real potential, my true potential. So this is the kind of thought that the youngsters are, they are running behind this theory or concept, whatever we can say. Okay. So like we have talked about what the software engineers do, what was the difference between expectation and reality. So let's come to you, David. Like, I'm very curious, to know about your journey, to learn from your experiences. So, like, was there any stressful events or some kind of milestones that you faced in your journey, like in the starting or in the mid, so that have really impacted you? And like, how did you cope up with that?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, as I told you, I mean, the lowest point of my life, that I was not knowing how to behave well in the corporate world. uh, what I see is you have to put in hours. It is not about you can steal your hours doing something else or something of your interest, like maybe partying or meeting
Yeah,
people. I mean, if you are in the office, if you are working in the office, you have to work with the office hours. Even if you're not working in the office, you're working from home. You have to work during your office hours and put your work sincerely because I mean, come on, I mean that is why you are getting paid for it.
yeah,
So yeah, this is what I understood. This was one thing, and second thing is you are allowed to make mistakes. So whenever you are learning, don't be shy about what people might observe because you might do something wrong, you might get this thinking of getting thrown by the company if you are not performing well. If you are learning, actually you are allowed to make mistakes and make as many mistakes as you can because uh, it is from those mistakes only that you learn. And yeah, what what I feel is mm, no, I guess that would be it. Yeah, these are the two major things that I wanted to touch upon.
okay. I think you have raised a very important point. Like the usually most know this part. Like, don't be shy at your mistakes. Don't be fear of committing mistakes. And that's what the most people used to do this. They just to avoid making mistakes, and they want perfection from in one chance, and that's not possible. At the first time that you are trying working on a project or something else, and you are making it in one go, in one flow. So their fear of committing mistakes. So by reaching this point, yeah, I think this is going to be you can say key point for those who are watching us. Like, yes, we are allowed to make mistakes. There will be no punishment, such kind of things. Like as we have told in the schools and colleges. Okay.
Exactly. So, I mean, to add to that, in fact, the same software engineer who has, let's say, probably a 5 to 6 years of experience or a 10 to 14 years of experience is
Yeah.
looking at the same code base what you are working upon. So they are doing the same kind of work. They are not doing
Yeah.
any kind of uh,
Some magical works or something else like.
any kind of magical or unicorn work
Yeah.
that you might not touch hands upon. So they are doing the same work, they're having the same time. So understand, if they have taken 5 to 6 years to understand it, uh, you can't achieve it in overnight.
Yeah.
You can't expect yourself. I mean, don't be too harsh on yourself that oh, I mean, I did a blunder. It is not about doing a blunder, it is about committing mistakes and learning from them. That is the whole gist of what the team expects from you to do.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a very great point that you've shared with us. Okay. So all done. Like we have discussed about the software engineers, their tasks, their journey. Like we are now, एक बंदा है कॉलेज से जो निकला, या एक बंदा जो कॉलेज से निकला एंड he is ready to go in a company. वो कंपनी जाने को तैयार है, but still is not finding job, and that's what we are calling it as a recession or the layoff. So what's your point of view on this recession or layoff?
Yeah. So, I mean, let me give you a brief as to why layoffs are happening.
Yeah,
So, what happened was in 2020 to 2021, I mean, during COVID, people were not having cash at all. People were devoid of cash
yeah,
because it was getting used to by the necessities that you had to survive. I mean, that is what everyone was fearing about. So, if you see the federal government of the US, the federal of the US had started realizing it, and they started printing it a lot of liquid cash, paper cash, so to speak.
yeah,
So what happened was there was this one figure that I want to quote. So let's say if you're having $100, hundred notes of $100. So 40% of the notes were basically printed or minted in the year of 20 to 21, 2020 to 2021. So you can
yeah,
imagine this large number being printed in just a single year. And I mean, the amount became so surplus that people started to worry about on how to spend this money or how to best invest this money to get a good or foreseeable future. And at that same time, tech was booming. I mean, you have seen the reality. The
yeah,
every going online, and everyone started to operate their services through the world of internet. Now they understood this, and they wanted to play in this. People wanted to play in the stock market, so they started heavily investing on the tech companies, the core tech companies. Many of the core tech companies, some of you might know. So all these companies like Fang, for example, uh, I mean, their stock price exponentially hit up, and this was a new reality. And the company thought that this might remain normal for many years to come because we were unsure as to when people will go back to the streets. They thought it would be the comfort of the service that people were getting on the internet which will prevail for long. So they started overhiring. They wanted to maximize their profit, they wanted to maximize their business. They thought this would be just the starting point of their stock price from now, so on to speak. I mean, there was this other case with the startups as well. So VCs also got a lot of money to spend upon, and that is why they were evaluating the company very high. So that is how everyone was getting money in India, and not only in India but every part of the world, and they started overhiring. Now, when things went back to normal, people started to go to the market, and I mean the online activity became less as compared to what we were experiencing during the first wave or the second wave of the COVID. So yeah, they realized that the businesses are not booming well. They are not hitting the profit margins quarterly what they used to hit, and yeah, because of this delta difference, then the stakeholders actually pressured them to let go of some of the people, and that is how layoffs have started. I mean, layoffs are happening in my company as well, but yeah, it will be communicated slowly in India right now. The people in the US have been affected readily. I mean, from the day when it was announced. So yeah, we are experiencing this, but it is a kind of a sine wave, so to speak. I mean, there is a bear run and then there's a bull run. So there is a bull run and then there's a bear run. So we are experiencing this bear run, and hopefully things will get back to normal. I mean, I hope,
Okay.
because I'm a software engineer as well.
We are we are expecting for those good times as well. So like, is there any possibility that, or like, up to which extent or which duration we can, expect that this is going to be over? This decision period is going to be over.
See, I can't tell you about the timeline, but the thing is, there are so many opportunities. Life is beyond fun. People had
Yeah,
made it a goal or a status symbol. I mean, that is what I was telling you. I mean, you get a job, you get a good job, you have completed it. But it isn't about it. It isn't about the status symbol. And as I mentioned, they were overhiring. At the same time, they were
yeah,
overvaluing a software engineer. So, I mean, I know for the fact that during 2019, 25 lakhs or 24 lakhs was a very reasonable figure. I mean, was a very rich figure.
yeah,
I mean, I know Tower Research in many of the good IITs paid around 36 lakh. Now that same company, Tower Research, is right now paying around much more. I mean, they are paying exponentially as compared to what they were paying in 2019. So they not only overhired, but they also overvalued a person.
okay,
So,
okay,
I mean that is why you could see people learning about a crore job or a 50, 70 lakh job
yeah,
during the graduation. It was because of the effects that were happening. So I guess what will happen is there would be I mean, what can happen is, I mean, and that is also a very moderate probability that the salaries would normalize in the sector. It won't be a hugely celebrated market as it was for a very short period of time, but yeah, things would normalize. And yeah, I guess uh, and yeah, there are many companies to seek your career in about. I mean, it is not fun, so to speak. There are many companies like Uber, Airbnb. I mean,
yeah.
plethora.
Lots of companies are over there,
Yeah,
but
plethora
due to
worth.
lack of awareness, we are lagging behind this.
Yeah, I mean, as I told you, the media is a major culprit for it.
Yeah,
They want to celebrate every occasion of what is happening around in the world. So, they try to take the best players in the market who are currently performing best. But yeah, you will get at par salaries in other companies as well. So, I mean, your status is not getting diminished, and if it's the name of the company that you are caring about, I guess then you are very short-sighted. You should understand that there are many things to learn about rather than getting a name or a brand on your resume.
yeah. Okay, that's great. So, I think it's already 35 minutes, but we will try to cover this session. And last but not the least, like, in your journey, 3 plus years of experience you are having right now. So, like, what one piece of that advice you would like to deliver to our youngsters or those who are watching us?
So, are you talking about the layoffs that are happening?
No, just one piece of advice based upon your experiences and the learnings that you have experienced till now. So,
So,
any piece of advice that you want to deliver?
yeah, so I mean, it won't be a single advice. It would be a paragraph, so to speak.
Yeah,
The first thing is, don't ever. I mean, computer science is such a big industry right now that you don't have to uh, ever feel ashamed of what college you are in. First of all, okay,
okay,
you should be smart enough to understand where the next wave of employment or the next wave of success can be in your case, and you have to tap in on that. It isn't about the college, it is about the work that you do. First thing. Second thing, you have to hustle a lot. I understand that people coming from IITs are I mean, or a top tier institution are actually getting things on the plate. But you should understand that they had to work their ass off for the during their high school and their
yeah,
class 12th years to come to a point where they could get these things on their plate. You should appreciate it, and you should understand that in order to get something, you not only have to hustle, but you have to work hard. At some point of the time, you have to work hard. Then only you will try to observe things happening around in your career trajectory as well. So uh, you have to do hard work, I think, and we think you have to hustle a lot. I mean, you can't expect a person to come to you and give the thing that you ever dreamed about without hustling. You have to. I mean, if I talk about employment, so to speak, in this digital industry, you have to give a lot of cold emails, and you have to uh, expect a reply from these people. If they are not giving you a reply, you don't have to put too much heart into what you are doing. You should move on, and then control C and control V to the same person that you are doing, that you were doing to the earlier person. So yeah, keep hustling and grow yourself. Be smart enough to understand where the next wave is coming and tap into that and acquire a skill set. I mean, if you are even during the layoff, if someone feels that their work is finished, it isn't because of the skill set that you have gained and you have learned. If you have done your due diligence to the industry that you are working in. So yeah, I mean, be ready with your skill set, be ready with your work. Don't be afraid to stop hustling, because what we feel is we feel I mean, you have done that hustle. I mean, people have done that hustle when they were trying to get their first placement, so it is not something new to them. They should understand or realize that things don't stop over here, or things don't mellow down. You have to do the same thing again and again in order to climb up the heights of whatever you are expecting. So yeah, keep hustling and do rigorous hard work, because I must tell you, uh, I mean, the person that you become is actually 60 to 80% of your hard work and 20% of your luck,
Yeah.
which has come through the hard work. I mean, you won't be able to, you won't be able to become a good footballer or a good cricketer if you haven't started looking at the direction, or if you haven't touched any ball. So yeah, I mean, this luck actually generates from the hard work that you do, or the work or an effort that you are putting in. So never shy with your hard work. Be humble, be have this humility towards people, because you also understand that they have also experienced a lot of things to come to a point where you are working with them. So don't be brash about the things that you have done. Be a little humble, and yeah, learn from the people's ideas, what they are bringing onto the table.
Okay, that's great. That really sounds great. So, like, bottom of the line is like we have to take the risk of thinking for ourselves. Like as you said, we have to increase our awareness. We have to increase our activity. So yeah, that's really great. That sounds great. Okay, so I think it's already 40 minutes time duration, and there was a lot of learnings, a lot of lessons from your side. And again, we are very thankful to you, Rigved. Especially, we are very thankful to you because as I told in the starting, so these learnings and experiences proves to be a very great asset for the whole engineers community. So yeah, thank you for joining us in this session. So yeah,
I mean,
Madhu,
it was very a great gesture and a heartwarming gesture by you guys to invite me and to share or speak about something that I could have provided to a very small audience. So
yeah,
thank you
it's
for
out, it's out, yeah. Thank you.
giving me that stage for expressing my ideas.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Madhu, you may now end this live session. Rigved, you may leave, please. Now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.